one of the things that I really admire about you is that when I've done improv scenes with you, in fact, the first improv scene that comes to mind is we did a scene that was entirely silent, and all you did was hold out your hand like this, and we did a scene, and we all improvised it, and we were at a funeral, and there was a casket, and we just kind of knew at one point we looked into the casket, and you're the one that instigated this, that there was something wrong, and then without any words, like we moved the whole casket, like it was just a really improvised, well choreographed scene. We read each other very well. But one of the things that I really, really admire you is that the minute that scene starts, the minute any scene starts, you are in that environment 100%, and you bring the entire audience along with you. Have you always had that skill? Is that something you developed? Are there ways that other actors could develop that skill?
That was very kind of you to say. Whatever you just said was very kind. I don't know if it was always with me. But from younger, outside of acting, whatever, I've always felt, well, if we're going to the beach, let's go to the beach. Let's just not go to the beach and just stay in the car. Yeah. Let's go to the beach. If we're gonna go play in the sandbox, let's pick up the sand and start either building or throwing. I mean, I just, and when we do improv, and I have to know that improv is very, very new to me. It's very, very new to me.
She's incredible at it.
Thank you. It's very new to me. I love it. It makes me work so hard. Although in improv you're not supposed to work hard, but it makes me work hard as not an actress, but just as somebody who is trying to be creative and listen. That I just, there's something that clicks that say, let's go play. Let's grab onto that handrail on the train and let's go.
Awesome. I think a lot of times when people study acting, either like they'll take classes or academic fields, a lot of times the teachers teach them the craft of here's how you enunciate, here's how you emote, here's how you gesture. But a lot of times they're lacking the business side of it. What do you think is important for an actor to know about the business side of acting?
Just about everything. Seriously, just about everything. And I mean that sincerely. And acting is a business.
Yeah.
It is a business. And, in the last 20 years, the business of acting has changed for individuals as well.
Yeah.
And I speak from experience in saying that when I was younger, meaning in my 20s, you as a person relied on so many other people to help make you successful.
Like a manager?
Like a manager, an agent, and their phone calls, and their messenger service to take an envelope of pictures over to an office, and then it was relying on so many things. Things have changed in the last 20 or 30 years, and I took a break from acting and I went back. And when I came back, it was up to me. And it is up to me to market myself, to network myself, to find an agent, but to be in connection and communication and have a relationship with that agent, with those people that we work with. Mm-hmm. And but I think that's true in any business. I think it's true in any situation now, and that's there are some really good things about social media and the internet and electricity and all that, is that we have the ability to be more communicative. Which is funny because they say when you now have social media, you're not as communicative.
Yeah.
But I think you can use it as a real gift as well.
But I think people romanticize the acting field, and they think about just being in front of the camera, not realizing that a lot of work to get you in front of the camera is realizing what your brand is. Like, what's your... Yeah.
That's really, really important. She says that she's still looking for her own brand.
Or do you think that everyone has their own brand, or do you think it's more?
No, I do think so. I do think a lot of people have certain skills and certain gifts that maybe you don't have or that I don't have of yours, you know? It is clear to me in my old age that I am not going to be hired, nor should I ever be considered to be hired as a, quote, young housewife in her 30s or 40s. Just age alone, size alone, demeanor alone. If you enjoy and feel great about being, a character that calls to be a librarian, which is a lot different than a witch in the woods.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you're really, bookaholic witch in the woods, But, and you'll make yourself happier too, because you're not always running into the wall.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like I can be an ingenue at 28. Well, I'm not 28, and I'm not an ingenue anymore. So once I move that wall away, I don't have to worry about running into it anymore.
For sure.
Once I start looking, say, I could maybe work on really hard on being that older person or that wise, sage person, that wall is not so hard to run into.
Yeah. So my